me get one thing very clear. I do not claim that the Withered animatronics are getting merchandise. I do not make that claim. I am not trying to spread misinformation. I am not trying to get your hopes up for anything. I'm not trying to be malicious about this. All that I'm doing is telling you information that I heard from a pretty reliable source. That source being Puppet Steve. Please do not tag him if this information is not true. Please do not tag me if this information is not true. I am not telling you that this is true. While he claims that this is going to happen, he himself is not confident that it will happen. For one final time, let me be very clear. I do not mean to tell you or anyone any lies. Let's begin. This video will be going over Puppet Steve's Five Nights at Freddy's dropped Funko for Jazwares Toys video. I'm mainly going to focus on, of course, when he talks about the Withered animatronics and their merchandise from Funko, which starts around 8/22, in which he talks about the Fazbear Fanverse Initiative. Puppet Steve goes over that around the time that U2s were releasing their merchandise, the Fanverse characters, Funko was also revealing their stuff at the same time. While there is a small difference in time, Funko August, YouTube September, it's pretty close. U2s and Funko did Fanverse characters around the same time. Why is this relevant? According to Puppet Steve, when U2s were doing their Withered merch, according to him, Funko was going to do the exact same thing at the exact same time. For one reason or another, he wasn't allowed to share this information. He does have some connection with Funko, them sending him stuff for free to review, and even sending him stuff early. Again, I don't know why, but he just wasn't allowed to share this information. Funko releases 2 waves a year, and within that, they do a pattern. At the beginning of the year, they release some recolors, gimmicky toys. Then, at the end of the year, Funko releases actual characters that people want. Funko has been doing this pattern for a while, with some mishaps. Come 2023, later in the year, we were given some Christmas merch. This is not it, this is just what it represents. Here are actual photos. You would assume that in the latter half of the year, that we were given recolors, that in early of the next year, we would get proper characters, and that didn't happen. Going back a bit, do you remember when I told you that U2s released their Withered merch around the same time that Funko wanted to release their stuff? Do you want to guess when U2s released their Withered merch? In March of 2024. That's the beginning half of 2024. And Funko, supposedly according to him, according to Puppet Steve, they were going to release their stuff at the same time. Early 2024 of real characters. To recap, Funko has a pattern when releasing merchandise. Official characters and recolors. They do this at the beginning and at the end of the year. At the end of 2023, Funko did their recolor gimmicky Christmas toys, which would mean that in the following year, at the beginning, they would release official characters. And according to Puppet Steve, they planned on doing that with the Withereds around the beginning of the year. Puppet Steve then goes on to say that when U2s start shipping out their Withered figures, Funko should be doing the same at the same time, in fall. He says he wasn't allowed to say this, that he was swore to secrecy, because things got shuffled around, as, quote, timing is key. I'm sure many of you are wondering about the timing is key thing. I mean, it's the Withereds, we've been wanting them for years. What's it matter when they release? Well, I think the key to that is the 10-year anniversary for Five Nights at Freddy's. FNAF turns 10 this year, and Funko is gonna be banking on it. They're gonna be releasing some new statues. These statues are gonna be of Freddy and Bonnie. However, they're also going to be releasing Five Nights at Freddy's 2 stuff for the 10-year anniversary. One of which being something of the puppet, and the other of Withered Golden Freddy. We are getting a Withered Golden Freddy Funko item for the 10-year anniversary. Not only does that mean that there is some evidence of us getting Withered merch later this year in fall, but also that Funko is willing to do non-FNAF 1 stuff for the 10-year anniversary of FNAF 1. And that's about it for what Puppet Steve says. He goes on talking about how he wasn't allowed to share this information at the time, and how he was expecting to see the Withered merch sooner. Before he goes back to talking about Jazwares, he ends off saying that Funko likely has prototypes for the Withereds, and that it'll likely never be seen because he wrongly believes that Funko lost the license, which they haven't. Regardless of all that, he still is a reliable source, as well as our only source. Yeah, there hasn't been any leaks about any Withered merch outside of the Withered Golden Freddy Funko Pop. This all comes from Puppet Steve. I'm sure many of you are wondering on whether Puppet Steve even is a reliable source for this matter. And to that, I would say yes. Puppet Steve has a close association with Funko, with an employee and them sending him stuff for free to review, as previously mentioned. I'm sure many of you are very aware of the list that he sent to Funko for making merchandise. How about we do a general recap of what we heard? When U2's released their Withered merch, supposedly Funko was going to do the same at the same time. The reason why Funko didn't likely has to do with the 10-year anniversary of Five Nights at Freddy's, as they're saving their merchandise for it. Funko has a pattern with making merchandise, that being of fake characters and real characters, 2 every year. And given that the last wave was of unofficial characters, it would only make sense that the next one would be of official ones, which we have yet to see. Given that there's a big event coming this year, and that Funko missed a wave, it seems very likely that we could be getting Funko merchandise of the Withered animatronics. Given that it's already been leaked that Funko is going to be making non-FNAF 1 merchandise for the 10-year anniversary of Five Nights at Freddy's, it seems quite likely. So, conclusion. Do I think that we are getting Withered merchandise this year? I think it is plausible. From releasing merchandise at the same time of the same characters, to missing waves, I think it is possible that we are getting Withereds this year. I do not claim that the Withereds are going to get merchandise. Calm down. I just think it's possible. And with that, I end the video. Like many of you, I really do want Withered merch to actually come out, and I do think it is possible that we might get it this year. Though as for proper confirmation, we have yet to get anything yet, aside of a Withered Golden Freddy Funko Pop. Please don't get your hopes up, as again, no confirmation, no leaks, no nothing. Just accusations of possible Withered merchandise. If the alleged Withered merchandise from Funko is false, we still have alternatives. There's Xmart Global. They've made some surprisingly good Withered merchandise. I don't advise you buy them because they're bootlegs, but they are pretty good. Hex has made some Withered plushies. They've recently released 2 new ones. And of course, U2 has made some figures as well. Though they are unfortunately out of stock, so you'll have to buy them secondhand. Although they are making more Withered merchandise, that being plushies. And we all know Jazwares has the toy license for Five Nights at Freddy's now. They will start releasing their merchandise in 2025, which also happens to be the release year for the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie. Nothing has been confirmed, and it likely won't be for a while. Regardless, thank you for watching this video. I really hope that you see all the evidence and properly understand it. Hopefully I did a good job telling you everything. Thank you all so much. And with that, I leave. Goodbye and thank you.